Hello everyone, Secretary here, so welcome back. So like I said, now we're going to check what happened today in round 5 of the Manufacturers Cup GT World Series. So this race is at Blue Moon Bay Speedway, so the interior A layout. So as you can see, we are starting in P3. Well, had a really good qualifying, and so this time we are in the Citroen GT by Citroen Group 4 car or GT4 car. So I was feeling actually very confident for this race, because I think the Citroen is a very good car on this track. So immediately the first two have a slight contact there. That brought us also closer to the back of the pack. They were still fighting. Which wasn't really good, because I could see that the cars behind were starting to get closer and closer. So Friedrich there, so the German driver, managed to pass me because of my poor exit. So he went a bit wide there, and he tried to go for the cut back, but he didn't manage to get the move done, so went back to P3. So most of the drivers turn 1, so they were opting for a wider line, as you can see there, so the 2 cars in front, but I felt like was sometimes a bit too unstable. So if you did it more in the middle of the track or on the inside, so you wouldn't feel that bump as much, it would make the car more stable. So Pacheco there makes a mistake. Also had the pressure from the German driver from behind, so he pushes me onto the Spanish driver. I couldn't really do anything about that. It wasn't really my fault. Excuse me. So, and he ends up backing out. So this was a 23 lap race, and we only have the racing medium tires available, like in here for example, so it takes a wider line, but like I said, it just felt much more unstable. Were still putting a lot of pressure on me, so which also allowed to the French driver to escape from the pack. Really big pack still behind me, as you can see, up to maybe P8. Even though also P11 was also not that far away. So the leader gets a half a second penalty for track limit. So in this race, we were required to pit once. So I knew that I had to pit, so I was just trying to figure out if I could manage these tires till the end of the race, or if it would be better to change tires. Even though at this point I was convinced that I was probably going to change tires, maybe at the end of lap 12. went a bit wide there, ended up losing a bit of time, which allowed Friedrich to get closer. The two Citroens in front of the race at this point, and the leader decides to go into the pits, so I opt to stay out. So I wanted to do one more lap. That I could have fresher tires at the end of the race, but that didn't really work out very well because we ended up having to fight with the German driver here. I just clipped the grass there. So he goes defensive. Also knew that he had dirty tires because he went off track, so I managed to regain my position. Now I was going to pit now. But unfortunately, this is when I'm going to meet the entrance of the pit. So didn't really feel like I was going to touch it, as you can see here, but well, maybe just an invisible wall, and it just ends up resetting me onto the main straight. So I end up losing a lot of positions because of that. So yeah, what can you say in a situation like this? So I really thought that I was clear, that I wasn't going to hit the pit entrance, but unfortunately, well, the game had other ideas. Especially, I wasn't really expecting to get a reset back onto the track. I thought I could just reverse into the pits or something like that, but that didn't really work. So this ended up costing me the at least P2, so second place, because if I didn't have that accident, so I would probably have finished this race maybe in P2 or P3. We were in a close fight with a German driver. So really unfortunate there. So when I exit the pits, so I'm in P9. So from second place to 9th place because of that incident. So I was really frustrated with that. And I also knew that it wasn't really going to be easy to overtake people on this track because there aren't really a lot of places where you can overtake. So, but Barrier in front of me had a half-a-second penalty, so I managed to overtake him, the South African driver. Again, I clipped the grass there, it's another mistake. So I didn't manage to take advantage of the fact that Pacheco heads also went off track. Even though again he has dirty tires, so I managed to catch him. So I got a good exit there. I managed to overtake the Spanish driver. And go up to P7. Again, I might make a small mistake there when I get a bit of a tap, even though it was just accidental. So the Spanish driver didn't really meant to hit me there, so it just got awkward because of my really bad exit. So he couldn't really avoid me in that situation. So I get the penalty as well for track limits. But the Spanish driver behind also goes wide. If I take the penalty, then I managed to hold on to my position. So a lot of door banging behind between the other drivers. So at this point I was thinking that if I finished this race in P7, then I was probably going to do another race. I was probably going to try again, because I was really convinced that I could do much better than this, especially in the Citroen, which appeared to be a really good car on this track. So this Group 4 car. I was pushing hard by this point, trying to see if I could catch the German driver ahead. So both German drivers, so Silverfoot and Friedrich, so haven't pitted, I guess. Or maybe they did, but they didn't really change tires. So I wasn't really sure at this point. I was just focusing on trying to catch the driver ahead. Was starting to slowly catch P6, so put in front. Not really sure how to pronounce it. 2 laps to go. I was still trying to push really hard to see if we could have a good fight. In these last few corners in the previous lap, or second to last lap, sorry. So I did a 1:13.9, so close to what the leader was doing in the other Citroen. So I finally managed to get close enough to the German driver, try and fight for the position. Then I realized that one of the German drivers hadn't pitted. So which meant that I could probably go up another position. Yep, so P6. Then the German driver just goes a bit wide there. I just try to avoid hitting him and I just let him go. So last lap, so I knew I had to push as hard as I could, try to make him make a mistake. So then he makes a slight mistake there, so I go on the inside to overtake them. Managed to overtake him cleanly. So up to P5 now. And we are going to end up in P5. So we're going to finish the race. So like I said, I felt like I should have been in second place. I should have been P2 if it wasn't for that mistake. But anyways, so since I managed to get a P5, so I decided I wasn't going to do another race. So P5 was already a good result considering the circumstances regarding that, well, what I felt was almost an invisible pit wall. But again, so hope you have enjoyed. So this was round 5, so just one more round to go, which will be on Saturday. So like I said, I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.